Okay, well, surfing didn't work out for us too well last time, but this time we're gonna try another sport that's big in Australia, rugby. I came here to the Helsinki Warriors rugby team and they're gonna enlighten me a little bit about the sport and maybe I'll even try it out myself. So let's go see what's gonna happen next. Okay. Right, so I'm here with the team vice captain, Mr. Antti Lammi. Thanks for having us today. So, first of all, could you just tell me a little bit about the rules of rugby and basically what's the aim of the different teams in the sport?
Alright, so just to go through the rules pretty quickly. So you're only allowed to carry and kick the ball forwards. You can't pass the ball forwards, you can only pass it backwards. That's one of the things that usually mixes up people the most, because you always need to be behind the ball carrier, which is different from a lot of other ball sports. And defending, well, you tackle. You're only allowed to tackle the ball carrier, you are not allowed to block. And then when we go forwards from there, everything gets a lot messier. Yeah, or what happens after the tackle and the restart and such. But basically, you're supposed to carry the ball to the goal area and put the ball down on the ground, and then you score.
Right.
That's what you aim to do.
Okay, so I read that there are two different rugby federations internationally, the Rugby League and the Rugby Union. Which one is the Finnish Rugby Federation under and how are they different in terms of rules?
Yeah, there is two, and overall globally the Rugby Union is what we play here, and that's a lot more common. Rugby League is then played a lot in Australia. It's bigger than Rugby Union in Australia, and it's played in Britain, mostly in England and somewhat in New Zealand, but then elsewhere around the world it's mostly Rugby Union. So the difference is, again, I don't know league that well, but the main difference is that in Rugby Union the play is continuous, so when there's a tackle it's a contest after that. In Rugby League, when it's a tackle, it's basically a restart again, so the tackler lets go and you just put the ball between your legs, and then you go 13 players in league instead of 15.
Alright.
And what else? Then again there's a lot of more small differences.
That's the main
part, the main part, but you tackle, you carry the ball looks the same, and there's a lot of similarities as well. There's probably a lot of debates going about it about this.
Okay, so basically you have your two different players on the field. You have your forwards and your backs.
Yes.
So what is the difference between those two and how are their roles in the game?
Well, traditionally the forwards are the big boys, and the guys who do the dirty work. They win you the ball and they wrestle around and whatever, and then when they give forward momentum, they give it to the backs, the pretty boys, who just score the tries. If that's how you put it, but it doesn't go all the way like that. In rugby, basically, all the players need to do everything, so more or less. But
mixing it up. There. Okay.
But usually it is so that the backs, especially the guys who play on the sides, they're quicker and more nimble on their feet, and usually also a bit more skilled with the ball, because they need that. That's what they need. They don't need to do that much of the hard, gritty work or just punching through people. Yeah. With punching, I mean running with the ball, not actual punching.
Okay.
All right.
So obviously we're here in Finland, so rugby is not quite as big as it is, say, in Australia or New Zealand.
Yeah, there's a bit of a difference there. Yeah,
but still, it's getting popularity here.
It is. Like, let's say, I think rugby restarted in Finland around 2000. They tried to bring it, let's say, in the 80s or somewhere in the back, I don't know. But from 2000, it's been growing all the time. Like, it started very small. People were training in parks and just there was nothing official going on. And now we got 15, 20 teams in the country. And it's definitely gaining, slowly, but still is. Probably the biggest problem is that our season is so short, because, Finnish summer isn't the best. It's soon June, and it's still not quite nice yet.
Right. Okay. So, what about? I read that there's something called the scrum. What is the scrum, and when does it happen?
The scrum. Well, the scrum happens. It's a way to restart the game. So there's the forwards that we were talking about. So there's 8 guys from each team, and what happens then that they go into a formation where they can basically push against each other, and it's a contest over the ball. So the ball is kind of put in between the teams and the scrum, Of course, the team that's going to put the ball in there has an advantage because they know when the ball's coming in. But after that, it's a pushing contest. So whichever team is the strongest or has the better technique in the scrum, basically can push over, push the other team, whatever, the forwards, and then they get the ball. So it happens after, let's say, a small mistake happens in a game and it needs to be restarted. So that's when the scrum happens. It probably looks a bit odd to the untrained eye, but there is actually a clear reason and like very strict rules on what happens there.
Right. Okay, so I think we have the basics covered. So probably next you're gonna give me a little tour and we're gonna try it out, or I'm gonna try it out for myself.
Yeah.
So thank you for telling me.
No worries.
Okay.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Cheers.
You've tried the drugs, now you gotta realize that you're not enough to be a celebrity like all the people on your TV. You could do with a nip and tuck and a major operation that could fuck you up. You're grafted on the scene and implanted on limousine.
Okay, well, that was fun. I think my rugby went a little bit better than my surfing, but I still have a lot to learn. Still, I think I gave them a run for their money. Next time, we'll try something different again.